Good evening, everyone, and welcome to this Prana celebration for 2020, gearing towards the International Yoga Day. I'm Dr. Smita Prabhakar, your host for this event. Welcome to this incredible journey, helping you to get towards a holistic yogic lifestyle. Prana, a blissful world. Prana is a voluntary initiative to encourage everyone to have a healthy lifestyle. Our aim is to let people be aware of health and wellness. We're spreading awareness towards creating a healthy and safe society. Yoga is the finest way to connect people around the world. Through the Prana initiative, we're connecting the world and keeping the awareness of health at the forefront. We will continue the efforts even after this International Yoga Day. Today's topic is yoga for boosting immunity in the context of COVID 19 and the promotion of positive health by Dr. B.R. Ramakrishna. This is a very important topic which is beneficial for all of us pertaining to the keeping a healthy, positive lifestyle during these challenging times. Before we get into the main proceedings, just a reminder as we approach the International Yoga Day celebrations for the 21st of June, please be aware that our timings will be from 8 to 9:30 p.m. and all of you are cordially invited to partake in the celebrations with us with some very famous personalities, yoga gurus, exciting yoga experiences, and all in one power packed evening. So make sure that you do not miss out. Stay tuned and follow us on our social media channels, but it's going to be jam packed on the 21st. And get all the information. So we have just one day to go. So stay connected. Now, I'd like to introduce our special guest for the evening, Mr. Khalid Ibrahim Al Naqi, the newly appointed Acting Director General of Sharjah Capability Development. He's skilled in the art of strategic planning, business development, and event management, and has strong credentials in the community and social services in the UAE. An experienced Director of Sports and Development at the Sharjah Sports Council since 2016. He has been instrumental in raising the profile of the sports development in the Emirates through close coordination with sports clubs across Sharjah. His professional approach, his high degree of self-motivation, and his keen insight to the issues affecting the sports sector has allowed him to manage complex projects integral to community development and to unite efforts for the development of the sports in the Emirate. a resourceful, creative professional, and a participant of the Sharjah Leadership Program of the American University of Sharjah and Cambridge University in 2017. Mr. Khalid Al Naki has also been an active in empowering the youth and strengthening their capabilities in honing their leadership skills through the medium of sports to set up the drive. Since April 2015, Mr. Khalid Al Nadki has been serving as a board member of Sharjah Defense Club and finance director of the Sharjah Defense Self Defense Club. Now, I'd like to invite Mr. Khalid Al Naki to address the viewers. Thank you, Mr. Khalid.
Thank you, Doctor. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Namaste. Dr. B.R. Ramakrishna, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, good evening. It's my pleasure and great honor to be part of this yoga celebration today. After 2 days, we celebrate International Yoga Day, which every year we have packed stadiums with people from all over the world binding together to train and enjoy the positive atmosphere. However, due to this pandemic, this year was going to be a bit different. I'm guessing most of you are used to the online training applications that are now being used throughout the world. So I'm hoping that this year everyone can enjoy the International Yoga Day through this Facebook app and through other applications as well. During this pandemic, it was interesting to see how many people out there who are willing to wear a mask to protect others, but few are unwilling to exercise regularly to protect themselves and their health. I think COVID-19 was the best time in everyone's life to start something new because everyone was locked in their houses and they can't go to the usual gyms or to the usual clubs that are all around the world. So everyone used to complain that they didn't have any time to train and do any activity. But I think this year COVID-19 was the best example for us, where we could explore new exercises and new ways to explore new things. I myself have been practicing yoga for a couple of years now, and it helped my martial arts. I've been practicing martial arts for the past 12 years, and yoga has helped my flexibility, and it has helped relieve my stress, and I think it made me think much sharper. I think yoga in the UAE and in the Middle East has seen a big rise in popularity over the last couple of years. And I think it's due to more of the people thinking how to live a healthier life and how to incorporate yoga into their lifestyle. And I also think there will come a day in every single person's life where they will feel incredible gratitude for all the time, effort, energy, and money they invested in their health, or B, where they regret deeply for not investing time, effort, energy, and money in their health. So I think exercising can be tough sometimes. It can be tiring. It can be time consuming. It can be humbling. It can hurt and burn. It can cost a lot of money. It can feel like a chore some days, but at the end of it, I think everyone who has been training yoga or any other exercise feels a bit of joy at the end of any exercise they do. But you know what's actually hard? I think getting very sick because your immunity is weak. And this is today's topic that Dr. BR will talk about. And I think that not taking care of your immunity might make you go to the doctor, like driving 30 minutes to the doctor and then going to the pharmacy and then driving back home. So imagine that you took care of your health, and during this time, all of this will be wiped out, and hopefully your immunity will be a lot stronger. And I think to conclude, I just have a famous couple of sentences that I always look up to. And it starts by if you sacrifice health to gain money, eventually you will sacrifice money to get back to your health. And if you sacrifice health to gain time, eventually you will sacrifice time to get back to your health. And if you sacrifice health to gain energy, eventually you will sacrifice energy to get back to your health. So I think everything in your entire life depends upon your health. So keep training and stay safe. Thank you guys. Namaste.
Thank you, Mr. Khalid Al Naqi, for spending the time with us today. And we are honored with your presence here with us. Thank you so much for sharing your interest in yoga, health, fitness, and the importance of the immunity in our lives, and your interest in the International Yoga Day with us. Thank you once again. Before we commence the main event, let's start the evening with a prayer. We can start the prayer now. Still waiting for the prayer to get started. I think there's some glitch in the technology, so we will just get to the introduction of the Guru. Now I'd like to introduce our Guru for the evening, Dr. B.R. Ramakrishna. Dr. B.R. Ramakrishna, BSAM, BAMS, MD, Ayurveda, MSc, PhD, Yoga, Vice Chancellor, S. Vyasa Yoga University, Prashanti Kudiram, Bangalore from the 6th of February 2019, Liaising Officer for COVID-19 Research and Prophylaxis Protocol Survey in Karnataka State, appointed by the Ministry of Ayush, Government of India, New Delhi from the 8th May of 2020. Vice President, Central Council of Indian Medicine, Government of India, New Delhi from the 27th March 2018 to the 24th April 2020. Achievements: first rank throughout the BSAM degree, awarded gold medal in Karnataka State Award for topping the university, teaching experience, 35 years of UG and PG studies, professional experience, 40 years of integrative medicine practice, conducts Ayurveda and yoga workshops in Germany, Austria, Spain, Switzerland, Hong Kong, China, France, Italy, Singapore, Malaysia, and Thailand, 2010. Conducts IDY, International Day of Yoga programs in Germany and Austria from 2017 to 2019, has been honored with the Eminent Teacher Award by the Rajiv Gandhi University of Health Sciences, Bangalore on 25th of September 2019 on the eve of Teachers' Day celebration 2019. Please help me in welcoming Dr. B.R. Ramakrishna to address the viewers and share his insights on the subject. Doctor.
Namaskar. Gurubhyo Namaha Harihi Om. I heartily express my Abhinandan, congratulations to Prana Blissful World Organization for having organized this International Day of Yoga, and on this occasion several programs. I also express my thanks to Khalid Ibrahim ji, today's chief guest, Mohan ji, Ramshad ji, Kavita ji, and all the people associated with the organization. Greetings from Dr. B.R. Ramakrishna, Vice Chancellor, S. Vyasa Yoga University, Bangalore. The topic allotted to me is boosting immunity through yoga to fight against COVID-19 and promotion of positive health. First of all, everyone wants health and a better health. That better health is not merely a physical, it is a state of happiness, blissful state. And this is total quality, positive, perfect health. Everyone for that matter aspires that state of health. Today, the whole world is in a state of anxiety, fear, and depression. And there has been economical, cultural, social, international, all the topics have become to a standstill. It is known on account of COVID-19. What is COVID-19? It is understood by people through different medias, but still COVID-19 is a zoonovirus disease. It is a SARS disease, severe acute respiratory syndrome, and it got originated at Wuhan in the wet market, and now it is globalized. It is pandemic in nature, it is epidemic in nature, it is contagious in nature, and it is communicable. What is it communicable? It spreads from person to person when there is a contact. What are the signs and symptoms of this? Nowadays, asymptomatic are also being seen. No symptoms, but still the COVID result positive, and many people get over that state. If you look into the classical symptoms of COVID-19, essentially in influenza-like symptoms, running nose, cough, throat irritation, fever, essentially breathlessness, in some cases there is headache and also diarrhea. And how it spreads? It spreads through droplet infection. Through droplets. When we sneeze out or when we cough out, the minutest particles, if it is passed on to the recipient, the disease starts. At the same time, direct contact. And the spreading time of this virus is initially, when it is very powerful, virulent, it is 5 days. Maybe up to 14 days it can take. It spreads through oral cavity and the nose. How this is diagnosed? This is diagnosed based on the symptoms and the signs, as well as through throat swab test. Normally the test report, it takes 48 hours. Once it is positive, people do declare that COVID positive. But no need to get worried now. This COVID is like any other influenza, but only thing is few percent of people go into complications, and the mortality rate varies from 1 to 5%, depending upon geographical and the individual resistance. But there is no need to be panic about this. What is the cause of this? According to modern science, it is a zoonose virus. The virus which is harbored in the animal gets transferred to human system, and in the human system it starts multiplying and then it spreads. But in the ancient Ayurvedic and yogic concept, such epidemic, pandemic diseases, they are resulted due to pollution, contamination, and abusement of our ecosystem. When our ecosystem is abused, it creates an environment for a new generation of organisms. For that, it is said that adharma means When people become immoral, when people become unrighteous, one man thinks that he is only empowered to live on this earth and he can eat anything and everything as it is. Definitely the viruses or the microbes which are harbored in the animal flesh, they easily get transferred to human system, and in the human system they start multiplication. So this can happen due to intellectual blunder of the people. When people do not use their intellect, what to eat, what not to eat, such viruses, such viral diseases are going to happen. It is not limited to only COVID-19. It may be still more with different numbers. If you look into the scenario, the global scenario, more than 200 countries are affected today. Hardly any country or few countries are spared. The modern science has reached its zenith in some of the countries like America, European countries, Germany, France, Italy, Korea, Japan. So this disease has become globalized. And in India also, New Delhi, Mumbai, that is Maharashtra, Gujarat, and Rajasthan, these are the countries where the disease is spreading very fast, but it is somehow limited in some of the states. But now, what are the preventive and curative measures available? The modern science, with its advanced research technology, also not able to find a sustainable or a positive preventive or curative treatment for this. But the preventive measures are some precautions about avoiding social contacts, avoiding physical contacts, using masks, and taking good immune, improving drugs like zinc, iron, proteins. These are the measures available. When it comes to the curative, it is only symptomatic, and wherever it is necessary, life support is being provided. Otherwise, they have tried with hydroxychloroquine, azithromycin, some antiviral drugs, but there are different views about it. Whether it is really effective or not effective is a question. But here and there, people are using. So this is the limitations of the modern medicine. Why this limitation? This limitation is because the modern science thinks that human system is a machine, and it is more of a physical. But the modern system approach is what is known as reductionistic approach, and it is more of what is known as a physical level. It is yet to understand the senses, how they function, the mind, how it functions, intellect, how it functions, and finally, the consciousness. When understanding human system itself is incomplete, we have understood only through modern methods about 25%. We call it as matter-based approach. And definitely, when the virus enters into the system, really what happens, how it turns into a pathological state, all these are still in ambiguity. Under these circumstances, the role of complementary medicine or alternative system of medicine comes into picture. In China, we have TCM, that is traditional Chinese medicine, and HCM, herbal Chinese medicine. We have read many reports in the news that the primary and secondary stage of this COVID-19 has been very successfully managed by TCM and HCM in China, and they have been able to arrest it and control it. Similar to this TCM and HCM in India, we have Ayush system, Ayush S system. A for Ayurveda, Y for Yoga, U for Unani, Siddha, S for Siddha system, which is popular in Tamil Nadu, and H for Homeopathy, Another S, Sowa Rigpa, the Tibetan system of medicine. These systems approach, particularly of yoga, is very, very important. It is conscious-based approach. These systems consider human system as an integrated manifestation of body, senses, mind, intellect, and consciousness. And it is not only the physical system that is responsible for the manifestation of disease. Under these circumstances, yoga plays a pivotal role because yoga is not merely something like a posture, practice of different postures. Yoga is understanding the human system in totality and providing integrated approach for body, senses, mind, intellect, and even to the extent of consciousness. Yoga has been defined severally. In the classics of yoga, it has been defined as yoga chitta vritti nirodha. Yoga is an art of calming the mind. Yoga is an art of controlling the mind. Yoga is an art of balancing the mind. And in the contemporary, yoga is an art of correcting the human software. There is a software which is being controlled by mind and intellect and the consciousness. When that software gets corrupted or when it becomes out of functioning, then we need to re-establish and correct it. So yoga is that. According to yoga, human system is essentially composed of 5 dimensions: physical, physiological, psychological, intellectual, and spiritual dimensions. All these put together, an integrated manifestation is human system. And yoga is that technique of understanding and correcting inter and intra dimensions. See, inter and intra relationship of these 5 dimensions plays a pivotal role, and yoga is that understanding. Among these 5 dimensions, prana, that is the vital bioenergy, and the mind plays an important role. And health is defined in terms of WHO as a state of complete physical, mental, and social well-being, and not merely the absence of disease or infirmity. But Ayurveda and yoga beyond that. Ayurveda defines, and yoga also, there should be a harmony between the pancha koshas, the 5 dimensions, what has been said: physical, physiological, psychological, intellectual, and spiritual dimensions. There should be a harmony. If there is disharmony, different types of somatic or physical and psychosomatic diseases established in the system. In establishing the disease and resulting in a state of health and positive health, mind plays a pivotal role. Now, let us understand what are the mainstreams of yoga. As such, yoga has main 4 streams. One is Jnana Yoga, that is knowledge based. Second one is Karma Yoga, that is work is worship. Third one is Bhakti Yoga, that is divinity. And the last one or the 4th one is Raja Yoga, that is the scientific way, scientific practice or the rational practice of the different steps of yoga, that is called Raja Yoga. This is also known as Ashtanga Yoga. There are 8 steps. They are Yama, Niyama. Yama refers to what is known as the social code and conduct. Niyamas refers to the personal code and conduct. Asanas, different postures. Pranayama, breath regulation technique. Pratyahara, controlling senses. Dharana, focusing the mind. Dhyana, meditation. And finally, Samadhi, that is becoming one with our consciousness. Let us look into the different yamas. Ahimsa, non-violence; Satya, truth; Astheya, non-stealing; and Brahmacharya, celibacy; and Aparigraha, not holding too much of wealth. These are called as yama. More the wealth, more the stress. More the wealth, more the complications. Therefore, Aparigraha, we should not hold too much of wealth. People who hold the wealth, they are prone to develop stress and depression. Similarly, there are 5 niyamas: Shaucha, internal and external cleanliness; Santosha, that is an expression of comfort or happiness; Tapaha, Tapa refers to our systematic practice or austerities; Swadhyaya, engaging ourselves in self-studies; and Ishvara Pranidhana, that is surrendering to the God or the Almighty. When these are practiced systematically, this becomes the real lifestyle with reference to yogic practice. It is said, Yuktahara viharascha yukta cheshtasu karmani yukta swapnama bodhasya yogo bhavati dukkhaha. If one wants to have health, positive health, perfect health, one has to follow proper food and drinks, habits and practices, thoughts, and our routine. If there is an imbalance in our routine, ahara, vihara, vichara, achara, it leads to several of the physical and psychosomatic diseases. The next step of Ashtanga Yoga practice is asana, Sthira Chira Sukhamasana or Sthira Sukhamasana. Asana is a particular posture where one can spend much longer time without any discomfort, but one enjoys what is known as relaxation. It is said, Prayatna Chaithilya Ananta Samapatti. When you do a particular posture or asana, you become one with the Supreme Consciousness. At that time, there won't be any confusion or ambiguity between the dualities. And there are different types of asanas: standing, sitting, supine, prone, inverted, twisting. I mean, when we perform asana with proper breathing and focus, they rather help to relax the entire system. There won't be any stiffness, rigidity, obstruction, painful areas in the system. And when body is released and relaxed, automatically our breath rate comes down. When our breath rate comes down, definitely our mind becomes calm. When the mind becomes calm, the psycho-neuro-endocrinal pathways function normal. See, when the mind becomes calm, it will have an influence on our neuroendocrinal pathways and all physiological functions, they will be in a normal state. And here, one important thing has to be understood. These viruses, for that matter, they take an entry into the system. And there will be a fight between the human system and the virus, which we call it as antigen-antibody reaction. In the initial stage, if your system is relaxed, if your mind is relaxed, the virus becomes the friend of your system. The symptoms of any infection, for that matter, starts because your system mistakes an organism as an enemy. If your approach, your mental approach, your systemic approach is in a relaxed way, that happens with a person who practices with yoga, the system accepts the virus as friend. when the system accepts as friend, there won't be friction, there won't be fight, and there won't be symptoms and the complications. Therefore, one have to practice systematically the different asanas or the postures with proper breathing and focusing. The next step of yogic practice is pranayama. Pranayama has to be practiced after one develops at least little perfection with postures, asanas. It is said, Tasmin sati shwasa prashwasayor gatir vichedaha pranayamaha. And in Bhagavad Gita it is said, Prachardana vidaranadhyam va pranasya. It has to be practiced by regulating proper inhalation and exhalation only after we become perfect with reference to asana. Here, one has to understand very clearly the importance of prana. Prana, this bioenergy, when it is flowing, when it is conducting in the system, there won't be any complications. If prana is locked, if prana is blocked in any particular part or area or organ, that part becomes the site of disease manifestation. That becomes the site of disease manifestation. Madam, I will call you later. Okay, madam. Everything is okay? Thank you, madam. Thank you, madam. Thank you so much. Sorry for the disturbance. I am in a webinar meeting. No worries. I welcome you. Thank you. Sorry, audience. There was some emergency here. Okay. Now, this prana plays a pivotal role. It is just like proper signal and the conduction of electricity. If a bulb has to give light means there should be uninterrupted supply of electricity. If your system has to work means there should be an uninterrupted supply of the signal. Similarly, for functioning different organs and different parts and different systems, the prana has to work. The prana has to be conducted. What is the prana? Breath is prana. Prana is breath. It is the real energy. A man cannot survive more than 1.5 or 2 minutes if the prana is locked. And this prana has to be regulated, it has to be strengthened, and it has to be activated all the time. This prana is not only for the physical and the physiological functions, it has one more important aspect. The mind, which is yet to be understood clearly by modern system of medicine, is regulated and it is being conducted by the prana. See, when our breath rate increases, automatically the mind gets disturbed. When our breath rate is slow, rather when we breathe slow, steady, longer, we suffer less and we live longer. When we breathe with more number, very fast or hurried breathing, it creates a lot of anxiety, pressure in the mind, and those people who breathe shorter and fast, they suffer more and they live shorter. And very important thing you have to understand here is, when breath becomes slow, the mind becomes calm. And when the mind becomes calm, the stressor hormones in the body, that is adrenal, cortisol, catecholamines, and thyroid, these hormones are pumped more and more into the blood. And these are indeed required because our system functions in a very special way, that is either a fight or flight. This is, we call it as fight or flight response of the individual. That happens by these hormones, and these hormones are influenced by our psychological thinking. If we are in stress, we produce different types of signal, and that signal produces more of these stressor hormones, and that creates increased blood pressure, increased heart rate, and several complications happen. Therefore, by proper practice of pranayama or regulation of our breath, we need to calm down the mind. Once the mind is calm, dopamine, a relaxing hormone, neurochemical, is produced in the system that will safeguard you, and there won't be any stress at all. And this dopamine is messenger substance or neurotransmitter. We call it as happy hormone. That happy hormone is more produced among people, those who are calm, quiet, released, and relaxed. Whereas catecholamines, cortisol, thyroid, adrenaline, these are produced more and more those people, among those people who do not practice yoga, who are in anxiety, who are in stress, who are in fear, who are in depression. So therefore, what is the thing required now? Relax the body. It ensures proper circulation and conduction of prana, and that prana plays a pivotal role in immunity. Remember, in the given circumstance of COVID-19 or COVID-20 or any further matter, resistance or immunity plays a pivotal role. How can you develop immunity? Can you swallow immunity in the form of a capsule or a pill? No. Immunity has to be generated within our system. It is generated by body, mind, and spirit complex. In that complexity, it is produced. When your body is relaxed, automatically your breath is relaxed. Breath rate comes down. When breath rate comes down, the mind becomes calm. When mind becomes calm, the prana, that is the bioenergy, it reaches every cells, every organs, every parts. And that prana is nothing but the factor responsible for immunity. Therefore, if you practice perfectly the pranayama, you will have good sensitivity and resistance to fight against COVID-19. There may not be vaccine available. There may not be a proven line of treatment available. But certainly, proper method of practicing pranayama surely, certainly makes your lungs very active. You must understand, we have two lungs here. In the right, we have three lobes, lower, middle, upper lobes. In the left, only two lobes, upper and the lower. Middle lobe area is occupied by the heart. Each lobe, they have three compartments, small rooms called segments. Okay. So totally 9 plus 6, 15 segments are there. Whenever we breathe, we should use all the 15 segments. Our breathing pattern should be abdominal, thoracic, otherwise chest, and neck or clavicular. When you breathe all these 15 segments, then you will have enormous energy. You will have enormous immunity. And that can take care of you against this COVID-19. COVID-19 is a specific disease that affects your lungs. What we call it as respiratory system or pranamaha srotas. And if your lungs are sensitive, if your segments are sensitive, the viruses will be kicked out. Therefore, regular practice of different types of pranayama, Kapalabhati, Bastrika, Nadi Shuddhi, Anuloma Vilom, Bhramari, Chandra Bheda, Surya Bheda, like that different types are available, and most of the yoga practitioners, you are aware of it, and you need to practice every day till the entire COVID disappears from this planet. And remember, by proper pranayama, a person develops the capacity of focusing and becoming one with any micro and macro objects. Paramanu Parama Mahatvanto Asya Vashikaraha. This statement is from Patanjali Yoga Sutra. After all, this virus is a micro one. Okay? You will develop such a capacity of focusing and becoming one. That means the virus becomes your friend. There won't be fight, and there won't be antigen antibody to fight. Let any number of virus come. I accept it as my friend. Where is the problem now? Whereas all the theories, all the modern, the methods of approach is there. It rather makes the virus to become virulent. The virus becomes more powerful and it attacks. Those people who have good immunity, they survive. Those people in whom the immunity is very less, they suffer. Therefore, very important thing is we have to practice pranayama in order to overcome the COVID-19, both as preventive as well as curative. It is said, Indriyanam manonathaha, manonathastu marutaha. We have 5 sensory organs: the sense of vision, sense of smell, sense of taste, sense of hearing, and the sense of touch. These are controlled by the mind. Who is the controlling authority for the mind? The mind controls senses, whereas mind is controlled by prana. Prana is our breath. Therefore, the master to control prana, to control mind, is prana. So, if one practice pranayama regularly, his senses will be in an order and very sharp, and mind will be calm, and there won't be any stress or whatever. And mind is said as drunken monkey mind. It is a monkey, but it's drunken. You just imagine. In a fraction of a second, the mind goes all over the world. Not only in this planet, it can go beyond our planet and make so much of confusion. And that enormous number of thoughts, multiplicity of thoughts, makes your mind to become sick. It is something like in a television screen. When the waves are more, what happens? There will be jiggling. There will be disturbance. Similarly, the mind gets into problem because in a given time, we think more than one thought, or what we call it as multiplicity of thoughts. What is yoga? Yoga is that art of making the mind thoughtless. It is very difficult to make the mind thoughtless. By practice, at least proper focusing. After focusing, you have to expand yourself beyond your level. You should reach the supreme conscious state. And that can happen only when you calm down the mind through abhyasena cha kaunteya vairagyena cha grihyate. It is said in Patanjali Yoga Sutra, abhyasa vairagyabhyam tam nirodhaye. The mind has to be controlled. The mind has to be calmed. Either by abhyasa, by constant, regular, uninterrupted practice, or by vairagya. Vairagya is total detachment. When you detach all worldly things, okay, then there won't be any problem at all. But that is very difficult. But by practice, by slowing down the breath, you can calm down the mind. When the mind is calm, no problems. For your information, all diseases today are of psychosomatic in nature. Even an injury, a small cut, For those person who is very much concerned, who gives more and more importance for that, it becomes more worse and it causes more pain. The moment you start ignoring, the moment you start understanding that after all it has happened, it will go. That is the confidence you should possess. If you have that confidence, after all, COVID-19 is not a challenge for us. And balancing the mind is the main objective of yoga. And there are different qualities for the mind: sattva, rajas, tamo guna. These are the three important qualities. They are like neutrons, protons, and electrons functioning. And these gunas, these qualities need to be balanced. Hence it is said as manah prashamana upayaha yogaha samatvam yoga uchyate yogaha chitta vritti nirodhaha. And remember, finally, yoga is the real path for total detachment. If you want absolute bliss, if you want total bliss, you have to detach all your desires. You must get yourself detached. And yoga is the right path for total detachment and what we call it as salvation. The next step of yoga is what is known as pratyahara. This pratyahara is controlling the senses. You should never allow your senses to go out. You should make them to turn inward. Allow them for window shopping. Don't allow them for real shopping, virtual shopping. You can allow them window shopping. Look that, if it is good, appreciate and come back. If you go and get yourself attached, you have to pay for it, you have to buy it, and then you have to suffer. Therefore, it is said that dhyayate vishayan pumsaha sangat sanjayate kamaha. When we attach ourselves with our senses, with their objectives, we develop desire. And these desires, if it is not fulfilled, it results in anger. This anger subsequently results in what is known as excitement. Then it results in lot of pain. And finally, it makes you to suffer. Therefore, you should control all these five senses. We should not allow them to go as they desire. And that is the job of the mind. Later, the next step is called as dharana. Dharana is focus. We have multiplicity of thoughts. How do you bring the mind to a focus point? Either through a picture or through a mantra, either Om, chanting Om or Allah or whatever you like. When you chant, definitely, or when you focus on an object, the multiplicity of thoughts gets confined into single object. And when you merge with that single object, you need to start, you start expanding yourself, and you become one with the nature. And that is what is known as dhyana. And finally, samadhi. Samadhi is a stage where you will become one with the bliss. You will become one with the consciousness. And this technique, for that matter, the yoga technique of reaching a stage of happiness, a stage of bliss, needs no tools, no equipments, but needs a commitment. It needs a commitment and discipline, and can be best available add-on therapy or tool with any system of healthcare for prevention and cure of any disease, including COVID-19. Yoga, as it stands, with no tools and aids. Maybe whenever we practice asanas, we may use some ropes or some carpet or some chair or like that. But it doesn't require anything. It requires only your involvement and your commitment, and that can take you in a long way. And in the prevention and cure of COVID-19 or any non-communicable disease, including, see, COVID-19 is a communicable disease. There are many non-communicable diseases like hypertension, diabetes, migraine, ulcerative colitis, psoriasis, sleep disorders, degenerative diseases, many available. These non-communicable diseases are definitely due to stress, and yoga is the right option to prevent and counter stress. Therefore, yoga becomes an ideal add-on therapy in the management of all non-communicable diseases and also a communicable pandemic dangerous disease like COVID-19 too. Therefore, one has to practice every day, systematic way. Definitely, it can sensitize your respiratory system. It can boost your immunity, and by proper approach, we can give a gate pass to COVID-19 with a salutation. One more thing I would like to add here. Yoga and Ayurveda, they are like the two faces of the same coin. The fundamental principles, and if you go into its origin and its application aspects, both yoga and Ayurveda are similar. Both are from time immemorial and both are natural. In Ayurveda, more importance is given for lifestyle management. And if drugs are necessary, they are only purely herbs, few minerals and purified metals. When we say a lifestyle, what is prescribed in Ayurveda, it can change a disease state into a healthy state. Why should we not follow it? There are daily regimens which are practiced from early morning to late night, seasonal regimens depending upon the changes that is happening whenever there is a change in the weather conditions, and Swastha Vritta we call an ideal practice with respect to our society and our attitude to the society and the people, what is called as the relationship. All these contribute for a good state of health, and it can lead to a very quality, happy, healthy life. Therefore, combining yoga and following Ayurveda principles together can become a better option for prevention and add-on therapy for the present day practice of healthcare. And there are few important simple home remedies that can boost your immune system. People know about ginger, people know about turmeric, and you know about pepper, clove. These simple herbs and the long pepper and ashwagandha, what we call Vaithania somnifera, muloti, what is known as yashtimadhu or Glycyrrhiza glabra, and amrita, Tinospora cordifolia. These herbs in the form of tea or decoction, if they are administered, they have a wonderful immuno-boosting effect. In fact, Government of India has recommended all these herbs to be taken in different forms to boost immunity, and there are several research papers have been published already, and intensive research is going on these four herbs. One is Piperlongum, Pippali, Amrita, Tinospora cordifolia, Yashtimadhu, Glycyrrhiza glabra, and the last one is turmeric, okay, and ashwagandha. These herbs are easily procurable. You can make decoction or some herbal tea, including tulsi, basilicum. Tulsi is a wonderful herb. So they rather produce a natural immunity to fight against COVID. So therefore, in the present circumstance, one need to follow an ideal, simple, yogic and Ayurvedic lifestyle, what we call it as integrative approach. In addition to what are being said in the modern system of medicine, taking precautions and taking sufficient quantity of water, warm water, hot water, and gargling. And very important thing is keeping ourselves away from crowd, physical contact, social contact, wearing mask, these are all mandatory. In addition to that, if we follow the yogic way of lifestyle, Ayurvedic way of diet and lifestyle, one can be totally free from COVID and we can be happy, healthy, and that is the objective of yoga. The main objective of yoga is health, happiness, and harmony. If there are healthy people, that society becomes harmonious. Therefore, on this precious and the auspicious day of International Day of Yoga, I congratulate the organizers for having provided me an opportunity to place before you the lifestyle of yoga which can combat for COVID-19, not only COVID-19, let there be even after like BC and AC, before Christ and after Christ. Now we have before COVID and after COVID. COVID will not stop, it will continue, it will remain, but we have to change. With these few remarks, I conclude. Thank you very much. Namaskar. Any questions?
If I may ask one question, just to understand, is this pandemic and the COVID, it's going to stay, it's going to be a part of our lives, or is there any end to it? There's a lot of confusion happening for people right now, a lot of uncertainty, especially. So if you can address
I will
that.
tell you. Any object that takes birth, that has taken birth, it has to die. Why we die? We have taken birth. Any object for that matter. If there is an object which has not taken birth, it can never die. COVID virus, it has taken birth. There is a lifespan for it. It cannot rule forever, but certainly it will rule for a few more years unless till we change ourselves, we modify ourselves, we develop awareness about it. Unless we change, COVID will never change. But there is a natural death for it also. So people need not be panicky about it, but people should be alert and people should learn and practice proper lifestyle, yogic lifestyle, Ayurvedic lifestyle that can definitely contribute for it. In addition to all the modern hygienic, whatever is being recommended, whatever the precautions are being given, that need to be followed, and as an add-on, have yoga and Ayurveda, it will help you.
Thank you so much. That was truly enlightening, because this is what people needed to hear. There is an end to it, and if we make a change in ourselves, definitely we're going to breeze through it. And that brings a lot of relief for us. All the viewers would be very happy to hear this. Thanks a lot, Dr. B.R. Ramakrishna, for enlightening us with this session with your deep knowledge, and especially for the time spent with us from your busy schedule. Truly, we're greatly honored to have you here with us.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Namaskar.
Thank you. Namaskar. Just for the viewers, a gentle reminder once again, as we're approaching the International Yoga Day celebrations on the 25th of June, please be aware that our timings will be from 8 to 9:30 p.m. and all of you are cordially invited to partake in the celebrations with us, with some very, very famous personality. And I've got a good news for you as well. We have our minister, Mr. Harsh Vardhan, who's going to be with us, and very many more famous personalities, yoga gurus, exciting yoga experiences, all in one power packed evening. So make sure that you do not miss out. Stay tuned and follow us in our social media channels and get all the information. We have just got one day to go, so stay connected for this jam packed session. Now it's a time for us we're coming towards the end of the evening. Thank you so much. See you tomorrow, same time, same live. We will be back again with an incredible personality, Sri Balaji, tomorrow. And the tomorrow's theme is life force energy. The quality of our breath expresses our inner feelings. So now we'll close the session with Shanti Mantra. Namaste.
Namaste. ॐ सर्वे भवन्तु सुखिनः सर्वे सन्तु निरामयाः सर्वे भद्राणि पश्यन्तु मा कश्चित् दुःखभाग् भवेत् ॐ शान्तिः शान्तिः Shantihi. Let all be happy. Let all be healthy. Let all see the good in others. Let no one suffer from unhappiness. Namaste.